The girl who traded her shadow. Some bargains are cheap until the payment arrives. In the village of Nakara, people believed that shadows were more than silhouettes. They were the quiet guardians of the soul. Children were warned never to play with theirs, never to step on another's, and definitely never to make bargains with spirits at dusk. But Mira, a curious girl with a restless mind, never feared stories. She feared boredom. One hot evening, while sitting alone under a dying baobab tree, Mira murmured, "What's the use of a shadow?" "It only follows me," a voice answered from behind her, smooth, cold, and wrong. "If you don't want it, I'll take it." She turned and saw a tall figure cloaked in darkness. Its shape flickered like smoke. Its face was hidden inside a hood that swallowed light. Mira should have run. Instead, she asked, "What will you give me in return?" The shadow being pointed to a wooden box in its hand. "Inside this box is anything you desire. Wealth, beauty, knowledge, power. Your wish becomes reality. All I want is your shadow." Mira didn't hesitate. All her life she had felt overlooked, ordinary. Now she could be more. She stepped away from the ground, and her shadow peeled off the earth like a sheet of cloth. It rose, stretched, and floated into the figure's cloak. The air froze for a heartbeat. The being handed her the box. "Enjoy your wish, while you still have a self to enjoy it." Then it vanished. The wish Mira opened the box. Inside was a single glowing bead. She whispered, "I want to be adored. I want everyone to see me." The bead dissolved. The next morning, she became the most admired girl in Ankara. People praised her beauty, her voice, her presence. Even strangers brought gifts. But the admiration came with something else. People stared too long, followed too closely. And at night, she couldn't sleep. Because without a shadow, her body did not rest. Her soul felt stretched, thin, exposed. The warning. 3 days later, the village elder summoned her. "You made a terrible trade," he said. "A shadow protects your spirit. Without it, something else will take its place." Before Mira could respond, a child screamed outside. Everyone rushed out and gasped. Walking near the well was Mira's shadow. But it wasn't her shadow anymore. It moved freely like a living creature. It walked where it pleased. It lifted its head and stared at her with hollow, ink-black eyes. Then it smiled. The shadow's revenge. Every night, the shadow returned. Every night it grew stronger. It whispered into the wind, echoing Mira's deepest secrets. People who once adored her backed away in fear. The elder warned her, "A shadow remembers everything a person does. Every lie, every jealousy, every hidden intention. It knows your true nature, and now it is free to show it." The shadow began imitating Mira around the village, performing cruel acts, breaking calabashes, stealing food, scaring children. But because it wore her shape, everyone thought Mira was responsible. Her perfect life crumbled. The final bargain. Desperate, Mira returned to the baobab tree and called out, "Take back your box." "Give me my shadow!" The dark figure appeared once more. Too late. A shadow that tastes freedom will never serve again. "But you can make a new bargain," Mira trembled. "What do you want now?" The figure pointed at her chest. "Your voice. If you give it to me, I will bind your shadow and return it. But you will never speak again." She hesitated. Her voice was the last thing she truly owned. But the shadow crept closer, whispering all her faults, all her flaws, all the things she feared others would hear. It raised a hand to choke the breath from her. Mira whispered, "Take it." The figure touched her lips, and her voice dissolved like fog. Her shadow collapsed into a dark puddle on the earth, then crawled back beneath her feet. She was whole again, but silent. The girl without a voice. From that night forward, Mira could not speak. But she learned to communicate with gestures, drawings, and her eyes. People pitied her at first, but she found peace and quiet. And her shadow? It followed her again, but slower than before, as if reluctant. The elders of Ankara tell her story to warn children. A shadow is not a burden. It is the price already paid for being alive. Trade it away, and life will collect something far more precious in return.